Long ago, there was an old woman who lived in an old house. Everyone is saying that she's supposed to be a witch. As I was doing a flitting from Easter House to Rosemount for a friend, a smelly old tramp says to me that she lives in an old house at the bottom of Rosemount Street, number 666. He says that no one has been down there for years, but that night, after I finished my work, I went down there to have a look. I nearly shot myself when I heard a noise coming from the old house. I also smelt something funny, then I realised it was me. As I ran round the back of the old house, I slipped in some shit and flying into an old shed and caught my hair on some barbed wire. Then the floor caved in and everything fell into the granite set myself. I had nothing to cut my hair, so I went into my pocket and took out my lighter and set a light to my hair. As the flames got bigger, I burnt my right eyebrow and my left ear. As I fell down into the hole, I tried to grab onto the sides, but I kept falling.
Oh no!
Smack, bang, crack. Then boom! My arse hits the bottom. As I lay there baldy, burnt and bruised, I saw a tunnel. Maybe this will lead up to the old house. At the end of the tunnel, there was a bright green light. As I got closer, there was sounds of laughter and a horrible farty smell. In front of me, there was a rotten old door. As I was about to open the door, it collapsed into small pieces. As I entered the room, I heard a scary noise. At that time, I let out a loud scream, realising it was nothing. I felt like turning back, but one of the doors slowly opened with a horrible creaking sound. A cat jumped up and attacked me. Slash, scratch, hiss. I grabbed it and smacked it off the wall, but it bounced back like a rubber ball. I stuck the heat on it and bit it and squeezed it and twisted the bastard in half. I was standing there, baldy, burnt and bruised, covered in blood, and I was trying to make my way out of the house. I began to hear voices and weird sounds. And that horrible farty smell was back! I looked around and there was no windows or doors. Everything was in darkness. Then a bright green light appeared in front of me. That horrible farty smell. Suddenly, a puff of smoke appeared with an ugly old woman standing there with a hunch on her back. Biggest nose I've ever seen. She let out the loudest fart I've ever heard, bringing down the house. The place was stinking of an eggy shit smell. This was too much for me, so I grabbed her nose and twisted it round until it snapped. She let out a loud scream and spat on my right eye. I slapped her across the face and punched her hunch. This just made her angry. She picked me up and swung me a few times. I managed to grab hold of her hair and pulled her legs, jumping over her head. The old bastard was screaming her head off as I was pulling chunks out of her head. But then she managed to grab both my legs and split them apart. It was like making a wish with a wishbone. She managed to grab hold of my bollocks, and the two of us were swinging round the room. Smash! Bang! Crack! And I fell into the flare and landed on her broomstick. There was a bright green glow coming for you. I looked up, and the old woman jumped towards me. I pointed the broomstick towards her, and she landed on it. The broomstick went straight through her. She then let out a great big fart and exploded. The place place was stinking. I could hardly breathe. I'll never know what the fuck was going on in this house. Or maybe that old bag was just possessed by some sort of evil source. Hopefully, this curse or whatever the fuck it was is all over now. But for me, I'm off to grow some hair.